Welcome to my YouTube channel Craze Info. In today's video, we're diving into a machine that continues to capture the imagination of aviation and military tech enthusiasts around the world, the legendary SR-71 Blackbird, and what it means in 2025. Let's start with a little context. The SR-71 Blackbird was developed in the 1960s by Lockheed's Skunk Works division. Designed for strategic reconnaissance, this jet was decades ahead of its time. It could fly at speeds exceeding Mach 3 and at altitudes above 85,000 feet, literally flying faster than a bullet. It served the United States Air Force for over 3 decades before being retired in the late 1990s. But even after retirement, its reputation never faded. In fact, in 2025, the SR-71 continues to influence modern aerospace design and strategic military planning in surprising ways. So, why is the SR-71 still making headlines in 2025? First off, there's been a renewed public interest in high-speed reconnaissance technology due to global tensions and the increasing demand for intelligence superiority. While satellites are incredibly powerful, there's still a need for rapid, flexible, and manned or autonomous platforms that can be deployed with little warning. That's where the legacy of the Blackbird becomes relevant once again. In 2025, Lockheed Martin's successor project, known as the SR-72, often referred to as the son of Blackbird, is closer than ever to reality, and it's largely inspired by the design philosophy and performance of the original SR-71. The SR-72 aims to push boundaries even further with hypersonic speeds potentially reaching Mach 6. That's nearly double what the original Blackbird could achieve. The renewed interest in the SR-71 isn't just about military development. This aircraft has become a symbol of engineering excellence, with advanced stealth capabilities, a titanium frame built to withstand extreme heat, and a design that still looks futuristic even today. It's no wonder aerospace students and engineers in 2025 still study its design as a masterclass in innovation. But beyond its legacy, there's more to the story. In 2025, recently declassified information has revealed more about how the SR-71 operated, including the extremely rigorous training its pilots had to undergo and the kind of advanced technology it carried on board, from higher-resolution cameras to electronic countermeasures designed to avoid enemy radar and missiles. Even though the SR-71 never carried weapons, it was a critical tool in Cold War intelligence. It could fly into hostile territory, capture higher-resolution images from the edge of space, and be gone before anyone could intercept it. Its speed and altitude were its primary defenses. In fact, no SR-71 was ever lost to enemy fire during its career, an impressive record for such a high-profile aircraft. In 2025, replicas and preserved versions of the SR-71 are displayed in museums across the world. But what's really exciting is how companies and institutions are using digital twin technology to recreate the SR-71 in virtual reality. You can now explore the cockpit, simulate missions, and understand the aircraft systems as if you were a pilot back in the 1970s or 80s. This is opening up new educational opportunities and is helping the next generation of aerospace engineers learn from one of the most advanced aircraft ever built. Meanwhile, there's also been buzz in 2025 about NASA and DARPA using data from SR-71 missions to inform future hypersonic research. Some even speculate that we could see civilian applications of hypersonic travel in the next 2 decades, and the Blackbird is part of the blueprint for those ambitions. Let's also talk about the engine, a marvel of engineering even by today's standards. The SR-71 used Pratt & Whitney J58 engines, which were capable of shifting between turbojet and ramjet operation in flight. That means at lower speeds, they functioned like normal jet engines, but as the aircraft accelerated, they transitioned to operate more like ramjets, optimizing for high-speed flight. Even in 2025, This engine is studied for its ability to adapt dynamically to extreme speeds and temperatures. It laid the groundwork for what we now see in experimental hypersonic propulsion systems. Another aspect that continues to fascinate engineers today is the SR-71's use of titanium. At the time, titanium was a rare and difficult-to-machine material. The U.S. had to source it indirectly through other countries because of the Cold War. The entire airframe was designed with expansion in mind, and the Blackbird would leak fuel while on the ground because the metal would expand and seal itself mid-flight as it heated up. That's the kind of forward-thinking design that still inspires engineers today. So, what does all this mean for aviation enthusiasts and tech followers in 2025? It means that the SR-71 is more than just a relic of the past. It's an icon that represents what's possible when creativity, cutting-edge science, and national ambition align. From shaping the future of hypersonic flight to influencing eye-driven reconnaissance platforms, the Blackbird's influence is far from over. For young viewers and aspiring aerospace engineers watching this, the SR-71 is a reminder that the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning. Whether you're designing next-gen drones, working on space planes, or dreaming of building your own startup in the aerospace industry, there's a lot to learn from the design and legacy of this incredible machine. Before we wrap up, let's answer a few common questions I get about the SR-71 in the comments. 1A, is the SR-71 still flying in secret? As far as public records show, all SR-71s have been retired. However, rumors persist about secret aircraft, possibly even hypersonic ones, inspired by the SR-71, but there's no official confirmation. 2A, could we ever see a civilian version of the SR-71? Not directly. The Blackbird was purpose-built for military reconnaissance, but its tech and design principles are already shaping concepts for ultra-fast airliners and cargo aircraft that could one day bring hypersonic travel to commercial aviation. 3A, how did it avoid being shot down? Its main defenses were speed and altitude. It flew higher and faster than most missiles could reach. It also had an advanced radar warning system and electronic jammers to reduce tracking. And 4A, why was it retired? The SR-71 was expensive to operate, and with advancements in satellite surveillance and drones, it became less cost-effective. However, nothing has quite matched its mix of speed, survivability, and flexibility since. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2025 legacy of the SR-71 Blackbird, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the coolest machines in aviation and automotive history. Thanks for watching Auto Craze Info. See you in the next video.